Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to talk about why Kid Buu has an aesthetic physique even though he's one of the smaller characters in the Dragon Ball Z series. So if you've seen the Dragon Ball Z television show, you'll notice that Kid Buu is definitely one of the smaller characters, but he actually has a decent amount of muscle and he has a pretty aesthetic physique for the most part. In this video I'm going to get into exactly why he has this look and why he actually looks pretty good despite being very small. So there are a number of reasons why he actually looks aesthetic, even though he's probably the smallest Dragon Ball Z character. First of all, he has muscle in the right areas. He has muscle in certain areas that give him more of an aesthetic appearance. For example, he has a decent amount of size in his chest. If you look at his chest, he has a very square, masculine, plated armor sort of look on his chest because his upper chest especially is very developed. As you can see, he has chest muscle that's covering up his collarbone, which really gives more of that masculine aesthetic. Like what Kinobody has said, even though I disagree with a lot of what he is about, he says that the upper chest is very important to make an aesthetic look, and I have to agree with that. And you can see this in the physique of Kid Buu. Another reason why he looks so aesthetic is that he has decent shoulders. Now, he doesn't have a lot of size in his shoulders, but the way his shoulders are built make him look aesthetic. If you can look at his waist and shoulder ratio, you will see that he has a pretty good one, and that's because his shoulder girdle pushes out his shoulders to the side, which gives him more of that V-taper look. If you look, his waist looks pretty small in comparison to his shoulders because he has more of that V-taper type frame, and his skeletal system is built in a way that makes his waist look very small and makes his shoulders look very aesthetic despite not having a lot of size on his shoulders. As you can see, his shoulders are like barely even rounded. Like on the side of his shoulder you can't even really see anything, but because they really have that wide look to them, they look aesthetic. Another reason why his physique looks so aesthetic despite being so small is because he has pretty good biceps, and this really adds to the size of his arms. It makes it look like he can punch someone really hard because he has super nice looking biceps that are very shredded, very aesthetic, and lean looking. Now, another thing that I also just hit on was that he has good proportions. This goes back to the V-taper thing. He has a very good V-taper, which makes his physique look extremely aesthetic, even though he's super small. He has the waist to shoulder ratio that really gives him that look. He's probably, in my opinion, one of the most aesthetic characters in the Dragon Ball Z series because of his proportions. He is definitely built pretty good, and you can see this in his physique. Even though he's one of the smaller characters in Dragon Ball Z, he really puts the aesthetics to the test, and he really shows that it doesn't really matter how big you are. It's mainly about your proportions and musculature and how lean you are as well. If he was bigger, he probably actually would not look as aesthetic. If you guys like this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.